Hi, Laura Grisham here with Laura Grisham Designs. I just posted a wreath with some rose buds, or rather small roses, that I made from Deco mesh, and I had some people asking me, how did you make those? So today I'm going to show you how I make my roses, the little ones that is. I'll be right back. Okay, this is the wreath that had the comments, and you can see my roses on there. They're not, this isn't the wreath with the big rose. It's not the big rose. These are smaller roses, and they're different than just rose buds like these. They start out kind of like this, but I can show you how I made these small roses, and I'll tell you how I put them on my Unique in the Creek ring board. All right, and how I put this wreath together. I've got some other flowers on here, like a little crocus right here peeking out. There's a pink rose, a daffodil, a purple tulip up hiding behind there, and then, of course, a peach rose, and another crocus down here. It was a challenge, and that's what I like. So let me show you how to make a small rose for your wreaths. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to have some plastic canvas. You're going to build your flower on a piece of plastic canvas. These rounds, I purchased some from Amazon in a package, and they're great, but the holes are really small, so you have to use really small zip ties. Or you can just cut up a sheet of plastic canvas or embroidery canvas, whatever you want to call it. All right, in addition to the embroidery canvas, you're going to need some rubber bands, and the little clear ones are okay, but I discovered these on Amazon. They're regular rubber bands. They're much thicker and bigger, and this is what I use around my flowers, and I'll explain that later. And also, you'll need some smaller zip ties to put your flowers together. All right. I think I'm going to start with red. I haven't made a red rose. You're going to need to cut your mesh at the 10-inch mesh at 5 inches. If you've got 10.5-inch mesh, then it needs to be cut at 5.5 inches, so that when we fold it in half, it makes a square. I found that folding it so that it's doubled makes for a better flower. So I'm going to start with red. This is fabric mesh, and it's very easy to cut them at 5 inches. You just whip it right out, no problem there. But let me bring you down so you can see how to put this thing together. Okay, let's bring the camera down to my table. All right, so we have this 10 by 5 inch piece of red fabric mesh. Deco mesh works just fine, so it doesn't have to be fabric mesh. And to be honest, I don't think that the poly burlap makes a pretty small flower. It makes a nice large one, but not a small one. All right, we're going to fold it in half like this so that it's doubled. And now we have a 5 by 5 inch square. And if you wanted to do it, you could just have 5 by 5 inch squares instead of doing it like I'm doing it with it doubled like this. But I prefer to do it this way. You will, sometimes I will take my wood burner, excuse me, and serge the two sides together just to, make it a little bit more stable and cleaner looking, I guess you could say. I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it into a triangle. Look at all those rough edges. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to stretch it like this and pinch it. I'm going to make like you're making a big rose, actually. But it's going to be a small one. And I am going to get some small rubber bands for this. I've got all kinds of stuff, but we're going to put that one aside. These little ones I fought with, they break on me, and I know you guys have the same problem. All All right, I'm going to take this and rubber band that right there so that I have, just like you're making a big rose, only it's miniature, just like that, okay? I'm going to take this corner, I'm going to just pull it down. It's nasty looking anyway. And I am going to roll this. And I'm going with the curve too. I don't know, can you see that I'm going with the curve? I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it around so that it's down here. And there's my little bud. You see that? Okay. And now I'm going to take a rubber band. This one I get, well, you know, I'm going to get a little one for right now since this is so small. And I'm going to just wrap this around a few times to hold this tail, this part right here, want to hold it in place. Okay, now I'm going to get another piece of my mesh, fold it in half, then take it and fold it into a triangle just like we did before, just like you're making a big rose. Go. Pull this up and pinch it. Rubber band again. You'll get to where you don't have to rubber band. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll sit down and just rubber band a bunch of these. That way they're all ready to go. All right, now I'm going to take this little bud. And just like you're making a big rose, only it's smaller. And I'm going to place it, see that little, where it twisted around right there? I'm going to put that like in the middle, face down, so that this part right here, this curved part, is right there. I'm going to wrap this around. It's going to go ahead and wrap that around. And now I'm just going to wrap this around like that. Okay, got a string. All right, this time I'm just going to hold this. I think I can. And you know what? No, I'm going to take a big clip. Just put it aside. Let's get another one of these. Fold it. Okay. I'll get this. And let's see, where do I want to start? I'm going to start. Here's that little part that's coming down. So I'm going to put it about right there. And I'm going to take this and wrap it. And again, I'm going to pull this down. And now it's looking like that. You can see it's starting to build. I'm going to go ahead now and take one of these heavier rubber bands and rubber band this. Just like that to hold it in place. Okay? I'm going to keep going. We're going to have, you'll use 6, 7. When we get to doing like what we're doing now, the petal part with the petals and not the rosebud itself, it's usually 5, 6 layers. It depends on the mesh. If it's Deco mesh and it's really thin, sometimes, you know, it could be more layers. And also kind of depends on the color. If it's a lighter color, then sometimes you need more layers to make it look good. Okay. Probably should have made a bunch of these so that this wouldn't be so tedious looking. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this down right there. Pull this over here. And then just roll this. Okay. And there it is, what it's looking like now. Just going to hold on to, well, no, I'm not either. I'm going to see if I can get my big clip there. Yep. I want that to, you kind of have to watch your edges to make sure that you've got coverage. Sometimes when you cut this stuff, it'll fray so badly that you have your edges won't meet. So you have to be careful with that. But just a 10 by 5 inch piece, fold it in half. All right, now I'm going to take my rose, and there's my where that it's come down. So I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to wrap this around. And I'm kind of getting looser with it because I'm going to be starting to pull some of this to give it, see, like that. I'm starting to pull it. I don't know if I can get my clip. Well, how about that? All right, and just keep going, building this up. And I think this will be the last layer for this, and then we'll put it on the canvas, and then we start adding petals around it, just like you would on a big board, or, you know, a Unique in the Creek board. Okay. All right. I need my scissors. I've got some major strings going on here. There we go. All right, let's do one more around this, and then we'll put it on our, oh yeah, it's gonna be too big if we wait. Let's see. Okay, that's good. Right there. Put another rubber band. No, just twice. Okay. This is what the bottom looks like, but this is what the top looks like. All right. And I'm just going to take my fingers and just kind of pull this and open it up a little bit. Okay, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I'm going to trim this. Messy, yes, it is. And I just cut a little bit at a time. You're going to end up cutting, see that rubber, that little clear rubber band right there? Sometimes I end up cutting that off, but you've got the big rubber band, the heavy duty one, holding things together. So you don't need to really worry too much about it. You want to get this cut down because you're going to be putting it on this plastic canvas, and we're going to hot glue it on there. I know that sounds a little weird, but it was the only way I could figure out to get it to stay, and it's worked. So you know, I wasn't sure if it would work, and but it has, and it's stayed put so far anyway. But anyway, so I am trimming this way down, and I want to get this kind of flat. I don't want my rose to be angling sideways on the canvas. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to kind of trim the sides here a little bit. I don't want those strings coming. Okay. There. Now then, I'm going to use a square piece that I cut from a sheet because the holes are bigger. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And this isn't sitting flat, but that's all right. I'm going to put some just major hot glue on this all over it. I'm even going to go on the sides here. I want this thing to stay together. So, and you've got to be careful with this part though, because you're using a lot of hot glue. I told you would be, but I mean, and I'm going to turn it over because I don't want to get all that glue on my mat. I've already got some. Thank goodness it rubs right off. But anyway, I've got this like this, And I am just going to, I'm going to do it like this. All right. Okay. Just like that. And I can see, I don't know if you can, some of the fibers are even coming up through the grid, and that's good because that means it'll hang. It'll really stick. Okay. All right. There we go. There's not a fast way to do the gluing part, but I am going to I'm going to take this, I'm just going to set it like this aside. I want it to be really, really dry, and we can go ahead and work on a second one because I want to show you how to make the colors, do different colors, not like different colors like a yellow rose. I'm talking about using different colored meshes together. Somebody made a comment, asked me one time, why do you put two colors together? Because it's fun and it's pretty. You can make some really, really pretty flowers with more than just one color. I think I've got some white here, and I've made white rosebuds, but not a white rose. And it's kind of a snowdrift because that's all I had. So you use what you got. So I'm going to try with white, and I wonder what this. I'm going to see what this rose gold looks like with it. It may not. This is what it looks like. Kind of gives it a peach tone, but I don't think I want a shiny rose. So I'm going to forego this is a foil mesh. I'm gonna put it aside because I don't think I want my rose to be shiny like that. Let's get. I have this soft pink. It's actually a plaid. It's got, can you see that? It's got some lavender and peach in it. I usually use a coral color with I love to use the coral, but I'm all out because I've used it so much. Let's play with this and see what happens. Let me bring you back down. All right. I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm going to lay it on the inside of the white, because I want the white to be dominant. Now, the only thing is, can you see that the white sheet is bigger than the pink? That's because it was 10.5, so I cut it so that it would be square. But now I'm putting a smaller piece of mesh inside of it, so you're just going to have to work with it. I'm going to fold it in half. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Fold it in half. I'm going to have to try to keep those lines straight, though. I'm going to make my triangle, and this is thick. When you're working with two pieces of mesh and you fold it in half, it gets rather thick rather quick. So be prepared for that. But see, that color tones that white down, doesn't it? And we'll use just the white too, but I'm gonna start with this to make the bud a pink color. Go, and we're gonna make our bud. I'm gonna take my finger and push right in here to make sure that those two colors, those two pieces of mesh, are really together. And I am very, very tightly winding this around. And then when I get right here, I'm gonna take this tail and pull it down because I want to anchor it. All right. And this is there's my little bud. Okay. All right, let's get a little rubber band and put around this. Okay. All right, now then, I think this time I just want to use one piece of white. We'll just let the bud be that color. Okay. All right. Just not wanting to, and then fold it into a triangle. And I don't think I've ever done one of these with snowdrift mesh. Not really sure. It might not turn out right. I don't know. We're winging it, so to speak. I mean, I've made these a million times, I think, but I've never done it with this, so I don't know what's going to happen. And that's why I haven't done a live yet. That's why I record everything. I'm scared that I'll do something and it won't be right. Oh, that's really pretty. See there? Okay. I'm gonna hold this. And my white mesh fell down on the floor. So we'll pick that up and keep going. I will say that when you're working with smaller flowers, somebody asked me, they made the comment, I bet that's easier but no, to be honest with you, it's a little rougher on the hands because you're working with smaller movements of your hands and fingers instead of with a big, a large object. So it can be kind of rough on your hands. So I will say, and again, see where that is coming down like this, right there. That's where I'm going to have this make a petal, like so that it's like that. So that's how I know where to put my my bud down to get it to there. Yeah, like that. Pull this a little bit. Here's what we've got. And see how much faster that was because I'm using 2 colors. It's made it so much thicker. I think maybe one more and then we'll start gluing. We'll glue this one to the canvas. And that one, the red one, will probably be ready for us to start working with. All right, let's see. That. Oh. All right. Well, if you, the wreath that I showed you at the beginning, the comment when somebody said, oh, that looks like it might be easier to make those roses. And I said, well, if you'll look really close, you'll notice there's only 3 on there because it does take a while. So I have a tendency to make these flowers, just sit down and make a bunch and put them in a box or a basket or something and then come back to them at another time because they can be, I want to do one more. They can be tedious. And so, I didn't sit down and make that wreath, the whole thing, all the flowers and everything. I had the flowers pre-made. I had already sat down one afternoon and made flowers. Just sat on the sofa and did this in my lap. I think Laurie Franklin does a lot of stuff like that because of her back. And I too have some back issues. And my doctor was like, do you stand when you, and I'm like, yes, all day long. Because when I'm making a wreath or wreaths and I'm burning mesh or even putting it together, I stand because I want to see what I'm doing and I have to be looking down at it. So he was like, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea for your back since we're dealing with the lumbar region. You need to be sitting some. We kind of argued a little bit, but he's the doctor, so I'm sitting today. All right, now put a big rubber band around that to hold it. And that's what we've got so far to work with. See how pretty that is, that with that pink in the middle? Just a little touch of color. Let's trim this up, just like we did the red one. I need my heavy-duty scissors. I have a class tomorrow, workshop tomorrow, and I think I've packed them. I had to go digging to find some of the stuff just to do this. I wanted to make sure that I have everything that I need for that class, you know, I don't want to get there and have forgotten something, or I'm pre-made all the kits, but you know, what if I didn't put enough zip ties in there, or what if I didn't put enough pieces of a certain color mesh or something. So I've got a bag with just extra stuff in it just to make sure that I get it right. Okay. I think that's good enough. All right. I think. All right, let's get another piece of plastic. And we're going to take the glue gun again. And I believe I have Gorilla Glue in this. And notice I'm going on the sides too. It's going to kind of anchor these. Whoop, I went right over a rubber band right then. Okay. Woo. All right. Lots of glue. Lots and lots. Okay. And be careful, because I was doing those snowmen, those frazzled snowmen at Christmas, and I was doing the glue, and it dripped on my hand. I've got a nice as a knot scar on my hand from hot glue. The stuff will scar you. Look, see how that's coming through? Can you see? I don't know if you can see it from the side, but it's poking through the holes. And I want it to do that because that means it's going to stay really good. All right, I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to pull our red one out. And it's on there. I mean, it's on there good. So we're going to work with the red one now. We clean up this, all this stuff. I have a trash can right down here by my feet, so we'll take care of that. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Let's get that up. All right. So, here's our little red rosebud. Move this and this. All right. I'm going to take another piece of my 10 by 5. Do it the exact same way. I'm going to make my petals like we do with the big rose. And fold that. Got lots of strings. I love fabric mesh, but it's just lots and lots of strings. Get some rubber bands. Okay. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to go ahead and trim my little tail here, and that way I won't have to. All right, I'm going to do it just like I do the big rose. You know how you build around your rose on the board, on the Unique the Creek board. Okay, I'm just going to wrap this and wrap this around just like that. That's it, y'all. Oh, it's so hard. I don't think I can do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right. There's that. There's one. See that? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a rubber band. And it's not going to be real tight because I'm going to be moving it. All right. There's one. And I'm thinking that I did like maybe 6, maybe 8 petals. I don't know. Each one was a little bit different. Depending on the color. So, you know, you build it until it's the way you want it, and when it looks right, you stop and add leaves. Okay. In fact, what I think I'll do right now is make several of these and just make it speed up the tape. And that way you won't get bored because you know how to do that. So I'll just keep making these and speed it up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take this and see where this has come. It's come down right there. I want this petal to be across from this one. So I'm just gonna look at it and see how that just looks right to me. So I'm gonna go right there, and I'm gonna take this tail right here and tuck it into that rubber band. That's why I wanted it on there loosely. And now I can come up here and grab this tail. You're just moving the rubber band up. There. See, that's what we got. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll go right here. And I'm gonna start pulling this and tugging. Oh, it's getting pretty. See? All right. About right here. Okay, now then, I think I'm just gonna sit here and tug at these petals and pull them out like this. And get this the way I want it. I don't like that. I'm gonna pull this. That petal's not tight enough. There we go. All right, now I've got everything kind of where I want it. I'm just gonna take my hand and grab this, and I'm gonna tighten this rubber band because it was on there loosely. There we go. I'm also gonna pull it up just a tad. There we go. All right. Once you get everything where you want it, okay, there's what it looks like. All right, I like it. Some of these petals may be up a little high, but you know, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add hot glue, and I'm going to go around and then just pull a petal. You can't see. Pull a petal back and add some glue in there, so that things. Whoops! And don't do that. Especially if you're working with fabric mess, because it just shows up big time. I'm just gonna drop hot glue down in there. And everything will stay. I mean, just a little dab will do ya, you know. I want that right there. Okay. And I'm even going down into the bud part. I'm getting glue on it, y'all. It's my glue gun. I need to clean it up. All right, let's see. Let me go over on this side. Right in there. Okay. But that's all there is to it. Now that I have glue on me, and I've got it on this flower. Maybe if I let it dry real good, I can peel that off. I don't want it on there, even though sometimes you can make hot glue look like little dewdrops and stuff, and that's real pretty, but I didn't want that on this red because it seems like it shows up really good. I'm also going to go around the sides here where I've added these pieces. I'm trying not to hit that rubber band though. I don't want that thing to pop. No. I use a lot of glue. I just do. I buy it by the box, big boxes of glue, because I use so much. Okay. And you can see that around that, see how messy that is? We're going to add some leaves on the side of this rose, and we're also going to, when we cut this canvas, we're going to cut around that so you won't see any of that. I'm going to put that aside like that to dry. And my glue gun back on its stand. There we go. Clean up my mess. And let's check on the white one. Oh yeah, it's fine. We're gonna start making some white petals for this one. But let me go ahead and show you how to do the leaves. So easy. I'm gonna use. I've only got 2 pieces of this the dark green poly burlap is what I use for my leaves 99.9% of the time. So anyway, I'm going to take this 10 by 5 inch piece and again fold it in half so that I get that good color. And I have a square piece to work with, just like you're working with a 10 inch piece, a 10 inch square. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this corner up here, and that's got the finished edges together on the side. I'm going to make my triangle, I think. It's not wanting to be square. All right, there we go. Now, I could just gather right here and do leaves like that. But this is so messy that most of the time I do a Gerber petal. So I'm going to go ahead and come down. Oh, it's so stretchy. And then I'm going to stretch it and pull this in. And pull this one in. You can see that raw edge. You may have to kind of play with them a little bit. But there we go. Okay, there's what it looks like on the other side. I'm going to put a rubber band around it. Look at that. Lots of strings. And I did wood burn these. I cut it with a wood burner. Heat seal it. Trim this. Okay, and I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to do it this way. Let me grab my wood burner. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do this or not, but I'm going to take my wood burner. See those little pieces sticking up? I'm just going to touch the side of my wood burner to that. See it just melting that to kind of hold those in place so that they don't. Here. All right, and I'm even going to go around the bottom a little bit, and that way it won't fray so much. There we go. And there's my little leaf. There's the side with the fold and the side without the fold. Let's go ahead and make the other one, and then we'll put them on our red rose and get that one finished. Okay. Fold this down. This just isn't square at all. Look at that. I don't know if it's because it's stretching or what. I wonder if I fold it this way if it'd be better. Let's go this way. It's a little better. Fold this in. I'm going to fold this all the way over so that we can cover some of that up. All right. And I have an air purifier in this room and fan. You can't hear the fan or the air purifier, but they both go all the time because I use my wood burner like this. And I know everybody says you're supposed to use a respirator and stuff, but I sure can't do that while I'm talking to you guys. So, all right. I think this is, yep, it's pretty dry. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim. I'm going to cut around my rose base. And I will tell you this, on some of those roses that I've made, I zip tie the last petals that I put around my rose. I zip tie them onto the canvas. So I have done it that way, just so you know. I don't know if that's important to you or not. I don't know if I can take this rubber band off or not. I think that's, yeah, it's time. I'm just going to snip that rubber band. And now I have my rose. It looks like that. Kind of weird looking, but that's where the beauty of when you put it on your board, you can make it look really good. All right, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to let this be the side that's going to show. I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it like right there. And I'm just going to put a little hot glue right there and hold it for a second here. Get this one and fix it the way I want. I want it right there. Oh, my rubber band just popped off. So what we're going to do, we're going to get one of these big ones to help hold these leaves in place. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's... Okay. That first one, the rubber band pops, so I'm going to have to add some glue to the leaf itself to help it hold together. Now around the bottom part, just on like on a big rose, nobody's going to see that because it's going to be covered up with your base petals. And on the wreath that I made that's behind me, oh, that rubber band popped too. I decided I didn't want any poofs. I wanted something that mimicked leaves as my base. I tried so many things, I could not figure it out. And so I went looking, and I watched some videos. I watch a lot of videos, and I saw someone do a Dean Michael petal. And then I saw somebody do like an angel wing or Rita petal kind of modified. And I thought, that's what I want to do, because I wanted to use the black and white and with the green. I just did. And so anyway, that's what I did. And it worked. So for the base, instead of it being ruffles and poofs, like a woodland ruffle or a rolls or something, I used a Dean Michael petal. And I alternated it. So that it would mimic leaves. And so when I put these on, these actually, I zip tied, because you've got your canvas, you can zip tie these on, but you got to zip tie on top of something. And then that has to come up around it so that you don't see this. I think, it's not quite dry yet. I'm only got a rubber band on there. But this is what it looks like. Okay. It's pretty. And once I get the rubber band off, I can really manipulate these petals and pull them down and everything. And if I want my leaves to be a little bit spread out or whatever, you can do that too. Because when I pull this petal down, see, the leaves go with it. Because I put some glue on there. All right. Put that one aside. And I'm going to work on the white one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and play with some different colors too. In fact, why don't I show you that right now? We're going to do, I love to work with the yellows and pinks together. Oh, it's so much fun. They just look so good. I've got two different yellows. I have like a daffodil yellow that's metallic. And then I have more of a golden yellow. Here, I'll pull the camera back down so you can see the difference. I can see the difference. Now, you might not, but this is more like a daffodil yellow, and this is more like a golden sunflower yellow. And I think I'm going to use, I'm going to use this one. We're not going to use metallics. We're going to use this sunflower yellow. I'm going to take a piece of it, and then I'm going to take, let's use this. I don't have a whole lot of it, but we're going to use this hot pink. And let's see. What I do is I'll take whatever colors I'm playing with, and I'll put, like right now, I'll put the pink in that. See, and if I fold it, this is what the color that it makes. If I put the pink on down first and the yellow on top of it and fold it, it looks more pinky, and I like that. I'm going to do it this way. If you didn't know this about me, I was an art teacher, and in public schools, but I also painted, and I worked with acrylics, and one of my favorite things to do is mix colors. Love that. Can you tell by my clothes? I mean, I really like bright, vivid color. Always have, even as a child. And so this with the mesh so that I can make colors is so much fun to me. And it's just part of who I am. So that's why I do it, because I just love it. It's so much fun. You can make things look like stuff in nature when you blend the colors like this. All right, there's our little jellyfish looking thing, and it's kind of a peachy color because of the pink and the yellow. Now I'm going to start my little roll to make my rosebud. Roll it really tight, and I'm going with the curve here. I'm going around like this and down, and then I'm going to take this tail and wrap it around right there. Whew. And that's what we have. Okay. I guess I've got some little bitty black rubber bands in here that are a little thicker than the clear ones. I'm going to grab one of those and rubber band this. Only thing is, you see those little metallic strings coming out? I'm going to get rid of those. I don't want those sticking out of my rosebud. There we go. All right, so we've got that started. Let's get another piece of this. There it is. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just use this. So I want to see what happens, what this looks like around it. This stuff is stiff. All right, go this way. We'll get this one started so that you can kind of see what I mean about playing with that. Don't be afraid to just kind of experiment with the different colors. Get my jellyfish shape to curve up some. All right, now I'm going to take my rosebud. I'm going to wrap this. Okay. Take my clip. And this time, I'm going to use my yellow and pink again. Uh-oh, it's hanging on my blouse. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've got my hair down. I've got a headache, so I couldn't wear my hair up. It makes my head hurt worse. So that's why my hair's down. I wear it up all the time. So most people don't know it's as long as it is. So surprise! Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, pretty. We're not going to need as much because this is so thick. Let's do it. Yeah. Piece, and I won't use the whole piece. I'll just put it on part of it so that I don't, I can use it. And I'm going to go ahead and go in all these little fibers too to help hold this thing together, and not just, whoops, I almost got myself, not just on the board but together too. Don't want it falling apart. I think that, at Mother's Day, people give a lot of roses, and Valentine's Day. But we, right now, from when we're recording this, it's not even Easter yet. But Mother's Day is I sell on Etsy, and it's a huge holiday, and it's a good one to advertise your wreaths, the gift that keeps on giving. Flowers fade and die, but a wreath doesn't. But you can give something like this, make a bunch of these roses, and do a nice wreath with these. And I'm going to go over right about here and mash that on there. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Ooh, stringy. Okay. Okay, that's how you make them. I'm going to sit here and make some more and finish the white one and this pink one. And then I'll come back and show you what I've done. And I don't know if I'll show you how to put it on a wreath today or not. I may have to do that at another time. But anyway, I'll be back. Oh, that scared me. Oh my gosh. I'm here by myself and something just fell in the corner. Okay, I'm okay. I will be back in just a bit after I calm down. Goodness. Okay, I've made a bunch of these little tail things, and I'm going to show you how to zip tie some of these petals around a bud if you want to do it this way. So let me bring you down so you can see. I'm going to work with the white one right now. Get these out of the way. Get some of these smaller zip ties. Even though they're still long, they're very small. And I'm going to take my white, and I'm going to take it like this, and I'm going to put the tail like that out to the side, like that, and I'm going to go and just zip tie that tail on. This is really the better way to do it. I should have done it with the red one, and I didn't, but yep, I got the zip tie on there the right way, going the right direction. All right, and I'm just going to zip tie that on there like that. And I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to just kind of go like I would a regular rose. I'm going to just put it, I think I'm going to put it right there, like that, and zip tie that on there, right there. This makes it a little bit, well, a lot more stable when you do it like this than just using the glue. Okay, put this pink one on there. And it's gonna go right, like maybe right there. We're gonna go in here. I'm gonna go ahead and snip these zip tie tails, and I'm also going to trim this tail up a little bit. I didn't do that before I put them on the board. Oh, might as well trim this one. I've got little pieces of flour going everywhere in here. All right, let's get this. I want it to be right about like that. So, and see what I mean? It's just like a little pinwheel. But I'm going to zip tie that on. And that's where the bigger holes on the plastic canvas come in really handy. The little disc ones that I got, the round ones, the holes are so tiny, even little bitty zip ties are hard to get through it. So even though the shape is great, it's hard to work with. All right. Now then, all we have to do is just like we do with a regular rose, start pulling these. I'm going to pull this aside because I want this one to come up first. I'm wrap this around. And I'm doing kind of loose because I want this, see how I want this to kind of come out like that. And then I'm going to hold that in place and pull this one in. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, now I'm going to get my rubber band. Hold that in place. Pull that up. Just to come up some. Whoop. Oh, no, that was good. How about that? All right. And that's what it's looking like. Isn't that pretty with that little pop of pink in there? I've got 2 more white petals. Trim these. And we'll zip tie these on. And one of them is going to have to go around the pink. And I'm going to put it this time with the tail going out this way. And just to, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I got my zip tie going the right way. Sometimes I have to double check myself with the zip ties because I get them backwards sometimes. Y'all never do that. All right. Remember a while ago when I told you about it, sometimes it can be hard because you're working with smaller things? This is a fine example right here. All right. Here we go. Yes, that's what I want right there. And this one, oh, I wish I had one more, but I don't. I'm gonna put it right here. Same thing coming out. I'm gonna go right down there and up. Shoot, I got that one backwards. All right, let's do it again. I think it twisted is what happened. I'm gonna say that's what happened so I don't look so silly. All right. Okay, now I can play with these two. This one goes around like that. This one goes around. Oh, see how pretty that is. All right. Put a rubber band around this to hold it in place for now while we get some hot glue on it. Whoops. That's got to stay tucked down in there. Oh. And that's what it looks like. It's pretty. Now all I have to do is drop my glue down in there, hold the petals in place. And now I'm going to go around down here, trying not, I don't want to pop that rubber band, but I want that. Eek. Oh boy, that's probably close. Right there. Like I said, I'm kind of a hot glue queen. Like me some glue. Okay. All right. I am surprised I haven't started singing because when I'm by myself and I'm working, I'm singing. Oh, I wouldn't put y'all through that. Okay, the white one he's got to dry some. Put him aside, and we're ready to do the pink one. Let's trim up these little tails. We need some tail, but we don't need it too long. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get the pink stuff all over the white stuff, and it's hot with, I'm gonna stick it right there. All right. Okay. Now then, let's get this one going. Let's do pink first. We're gonna zip tie these on like we did with the white one. I'm just kind of put this to the side here like that and zip tie that little tail on. And this is the one that's hard to get the zip ties to go through because the holes are small. There we go. Okay, there's one. Let's see. This one right here. See, if you sit down and you make a bunch of these little tails, then you can just go, I think I want to use that color. And you pick one up and you can get it done pretty quickly. I'll choose one of these. There. Okay, get these little tails off, and I'll show you what I've done. This is what I've done. You see how I've zip tied it around it? Now, I'm gonna, I guess I'll start right here. I'm just gonna pull the little tails up and around like that. Deco mesh is stiff and hard to make it do what you want, even with this. Okay. Woo, pretty. Rubber band time. Okay. Now, let's get another one of these. And this time we're going to go, let's see if this is where I want it. Yeah, I want it right there. I'm going to go with my tail out. Okay, there we go. Now I can get it. It's gonna go right like that. And then this one can go right here, I think. Hang on. Or do I want it over here? I can always make one more. No, I can't. That was it for that one too. Oh, I could put I'll put my leaves over here. That's what I'll do. Okay. This one's gonna go where, this one's right there. I'm gonna pull my rubber band up to catch that side, this particular. there. Okay, and now we're gonna, well, I guess it needs to go, no, it's gotta go right here. It needs to be at a, yeah, I really need one more piece. But that was it for that roll. There we go. Almost done with this one. Okay. Now then, start. Tighten this. No, I can't. Okay. Which means, let's put another one on here. Because these rubber bands, I'll just take them off. It's not a big deal. I don't think I can get it around there twice. Let's see. Oh, just barely. Okay, that held that on there good. We can spread these out a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh, that's a mess, and put me some glue in here so that they stay put. Yep, that's glued. All right, I'm gonna go around the edges here and get these little tails where I want them so they don't, here we go. This is why my hot glue gun is messy, because I use it to manipulate the glue around, shoving it, making sure that glue gets where I want it, mashing stuff down and with it, and you know, it's probably a tool for that, and I just don't know about that tool. Okay. Whew. All right, that one. We've got these two ready to, that one's got to dry a little bit, but we can go ahead and trim this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and it's going to actually, I'm going to go around that. I don't want to cut where these outer petals are zip tied to the canvas. You want to keep them intact, and you want a little bit of canvas hanging off because you want something to help you mount it to your wreath board. Let's see if this, okay, there's the rubber band. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Well, you won't be seeing all of that. Let's see. I wonder if I can do a pretty burrito petal. You know what? I don't have I took my glass down, or I would, yeah, I'm afraid the edges are just too nasty to do a wreath petal. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this. I got a messy table. This is a different color green. I used all of that dark green that I had. I had bought that for my last workshop that I had where we made magnolias, and I had never bought that color green before. It's usually more expensive than this particular, like I think this is like a spring green or grass green or something. And I had never bought it before, and that's what everybody wanted to use. So I used it all up, except a very few pieces. It is a pretty green though. And I like to mix and match, you know, add my greens just to get, again, that art, all those color theories and looking at nature, you know. So let's just make these leaves. Just make all the pieces I've cut. We'll just go ahead and make them. Okay, last leaf. And we'll get these on. Oh, I think I hear somebody home. I'm not by myself anymore. Okay, let's trim this. Okay. Let's see. I think we'll pop that rubber band in the well, go. Now it's ready. All right, now then, let's go ahead and get these on here. I think I want to put them right there. Yeah, that's okay. Glue these on. There we go. Just pop that rubber band again. So we're just gonna have to glue it in place. Okay. Okay. Let that dry. Get the pink one. Let's go ahead and cut it off the canvas here. See how much of this you have left over, so you know. There we go. Use these rubber bands to help hold these leaves where I'll get them where I want them, and then I can glue them in. I thought maybe I'd add a third leaf to that, but it doesn't look right, so we're not going to do that. Put this one at an angle like that. Okay, let's get this on there. Ouch. Got myself. Okay. This glue gun gets really hot. bands. Okay, and that's what that one looks like. Okay, let that dry. And then when you put them on the board, we can take this rubber band off. They will, you won't see any of the messiness of it. Let me grab this wreath. Because you tuck them in, so you won't see. I can see, looking down in here, I can see all of this stuff. But see, if I were to put this in there, look, see? It would tuck right in, and I may do it. I may go ahead and put some of these in, like right there. Isn't that pretty? You can't see it. Let me bring the camera up. There we go. Like right there. And, you know, take the red one and, I don't know. Uh-oh, got a rosebud stuck over here. Stick it in. See how pretty that is? You just tuck them in like that. That's it. So even though they look messy, and again, you've got the plastic canvas, so you can actually just zip tie 'em right in. So, and here's what let me show you. Here's what we've got. It's not quite dry. I don't want to take the rubber band off yet, but we'll put them all three together, and you can, like that. Look at that. Even that right there would be really pretty on a wreath. So anyway, that's how you make the small roses. Kind of a lot of work, but I mean, you can just sit down at your table and work on them, and then do a bunch of them. And like I do my rosebuds, I do them the same way. I've got these, they look awful, but they're ready. I just have to put them on a board. One day when I'm ready and I have an idea, then I've got these rosebuds, and I've got these, and I've got daffodils and tulips and stuff in a basket, and I'm ready to go. So anyway, that's how you do it. And thanks for joining me again today. Hope you haven't been too bored. And I will see you again soon. And again, I'm Laura Grisham with Laura Grisham Designs. Have a great day. Bye-bye.